A third thing we can talk about is the child in the church. Typically, the church has done an okay job of caring for the spiritual needs of children in the church, but they haven't really done a very good job of dealing with the whole person in the church. And the question is, how do we make the church a more child-friendly place? How do we make the programs more child-friendly? How do we make the staff more child-friendly? How do we make the compound more child-friendly? How do we address issues of spiritual nurture? How does faith grow amongst children? What are the stages of faith growth? For a very little child, how do we nurture, encourage those positive feelings that a child might have very young and at the different stages, so we can look at different approaches to nurturing faith at the different levels. And especially we want to focus on how do we continue to make the church an attractive place for children, or for youth, because as you know, we're losing young people, and the church seems irrelevant to many, many young people. And that's where decisions are made to leave the church. So how do we make the church a more child-friendly and youth-friendly place? The church is also made up of people who are dealing with day-to-day issues, parents who are struggling with how to be a better parent, single moms, children who are going astray, financial issues and things like that. So addressing the child in the church will help parents know how to be the kind of parent that they want to be. And we look at parenting styles, and we look at biblical issues of training and discipline. We look at how do we love the child, the kind of accepting love which accepts the child just as they are, and transforming love which seeks to improve the child. Accepting love accepts the being, existence of the child. Transforming love transforms them into all that they can be. And all children need both kinds of love, sometimes at the same day. Sometimes, you know, your child comes home, he's had a bad day, he needs a big dose of accepting love. Later on the same evening, he's slow getting around the homework, he needs some transforming love. So we talk about those kinds of issues. When we talk about the child in the church, we need to also talk about what does a child need? What can a child expect from the church? My friend Dr. Keith White, who is the founder of the child theology movement, talks about 5 essentials that every child must have. Every child must have security, and not only have that security, but know that they're safe. They have to have significance, and not only being valued, but know that they're important, and know that they belong, know that they're precious in God's sight. They need to have boundaries. You know, they'll fight against the boundaries probably, but every child will actually value those boundaries. And Keith talks about all kinds of different boundaries that are quite significant for a young person. But they all have to have them. And then also community. Children are part of groups, part of families, part of churches, and they function as in relationships, so community is important, and creativity. Children need to have the opportunity to express themselves, to learn about their gifts, to explore those gifts. So those 5 things, security, significance, boundaries, community, and creativity, are essentials. So the question is, in the church, how do we make sure that the child is developing in all of these areas, that not only they have these things, that these things are present in their lives, but they know about it, and they can then be free to explore and to develop like God wants them to.